Welcome everyone, it's Grouchy Amy. Today we're heading out on day one of our Canadian train vacation. We left Tampa about sunrise, got to Calgary about 2 p.m. and our first stop was the Calgary Tower.
Here we are at the Calgary Tower, and yes, we're gonna go up.
So some fun facts about the tower. It's 626 feet, you can take an elevator or you can climb the 802 stairs. When you get off the elevator at the top of the tower, the first thing you see is a glass floor. When you go over and step on it and you look down, it's really dizzying because you see just how high up you really are, but the sights are beautiful. As you walk around the top of the tower, you can see these views. Here you can see the Saddle Dome and where they hold the Calgary Stampede every summer. Here's another fun fact about the tower. In 1987, they put a cauldron on the top to hold the Olympic torch for the 1988 Calgary Olympic Games. The glass panel that we're standing on is 36 inches wide and 4.5 feet long.
Gonna take a ride on some Calgary Mass Transit.
Don't be surprised if you see local talent performing in the train stations. Calgary invites them to perform, and the ID for the buskers is free. In the center of Calgary, they have a streetcar system. It's about 8 blocks long where there is no fare. You can ride from beginning to end and back with no fare. So we did that. We got on at the very beginning, rode to the end, and then we got off, and a couple blocks over is Stephen Avenue, which is the pedestrian area. It's closed off to cars. It's full of restaurants, boutiques, and shops, and tourist things, and we walked around there for a while. As you walk down the Stephen Avenue pedestrian area, you'll notice that most of the buildings are made of sandstone. And that's because in the late 1800s there was a huge fire and all of the timber-framed buildings burned. They learned quickly that sandstone was a much better product for them to use.
This is the Banff Springs Hotel. It's also called the Castle in the Rockies.
This hotel is actually located in Banff National Park. It overlooks the Bow River and has a beautiful view of Mount Rundle.
Here we go. This is a room tour of the Banff Springs Hotel. We checked in earlier, but our room wasn't ready, but they actually held on to our luggage and brought our suitcases to the room. So this is the main room right here. This is a king room. There's the bed right there. Nice king bed. It's a nice big room. Here's the view out of our room. Not bad at all. And then we come over here. Here's another window. Here's the view out of this window. Down the valley. Come on, focus. There we go. So the view's down the valley, the river. We come over here. We got a nice alarm clock and so forth. This is closet and with some bathrobes if you want. television. Very nice. I wonder if there's a freezer in here. There is a refrigerator in here. There it is. There's a coffee pot and Nespresso, I think it is, machine. Little corner table here with some power outlets. And then we come over here, and here's the bathroom. This is the shower. Really nice tile with an arch ceiling. A little on the small side, but it's very nice. This is actually the whole thing right here. If I back up now, you'll see that is the entire bathroom. So that's it. That is the Banff Springs Hotel King Room.
When the hotel was built, the builder read the plans wrong, so now the front is the back and the back is the front.
Here we are walking along downtown Banff. We're actually going to take a bus. Their bus system is very nice, and it's not expensive. And we're taking it to the gondola, because it goes right out there. You don't have to get a taxi. There's no Uber in this town, so that's what we got.
The Banff Gondola is an 8-minute ride to the summit of Sulphur Mountain.
We are at the Banff Gondola. Gonna get on. Here we are, Banff Gondola. Getting ready to take off. This window's open. Mountains over there.
The gondola was built in the late 1950s, and there have been a few safety updates throughout the years. The track is about a mile long, but the walk to the summit is 698 meters up the mountain. If you start at the bottom, you can hike up to the top and then buy a half-price ticket to ride the gondola down. But if you want to ride the gondola up and hike down, you have to pay full fare.
Have a great day. Straight this way.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy.
You are at 2,281 feet above sea level. Here we go outside. Caution slippery. Oh, it's snowing. And there's Banff. There's Banff. Or no. No, Banff is behind us. I don't know what's over here. So the boardwalk goes down, all the way down and up over there. I think maybe I'm gonna pass on that. Oh, that's nice. They got a little fire pit going on over here. Can't see much down there. Can see the snow though. Oh, lots of snow. And it's snowing. It's light snow, but it's snowing nonetheless. There's a whole bunch of snow over here. Look at all this snow. Caution slippery. This is the gondolas we just came up on. I'm going to get my feet all wet here. And somewhere down there is Banff. As I said when we were coming up, we were going into a cloud, and it is a cloud. So, all right, unless I see something else, I think I'm gonna end it right here in our little blizzard here.
This restaurant in Banff serves exotic meats like caribou and buffalo and rattlesnake and venison.
Going, cooking on a hot rock.
We ordered scallops and chicken and steak and lobster. They each cook from about 1.5 minutes to 3.5 minutes per side. The hot rock stays hot for about 10 minutes and then they bring you another rock.
Main Street, Banff. View of the river and the mountains from the hotel.
Today we're heading to Lake Louise. We took a bus from the hotel to downtown bus stop, then we hopped on the Rome public transit bus and it takes us up to Lake Louise and back.
One of the best views of downtown Banff. That's standing in the middle of the road.
It's just a short walk from where the bus drops you off till you get to the actual lake. And it's very busy. Lots of people there taking selfies, taking pictures. And we were very surprised that the lake is still mostly frozen. There was a little bit of water, but not much.
The Fairmount Chateau, Lake Louise.
We had heard that you were able to go into the lobby of the chateau, but today there were signs that it was closed. The only area that is open is a small coffee shop, but it still has a beautiful view of Lake Louise.
Alright, we're getting on the bus, going to the train station, and then on the train. Here we go. This is our car, number 13. As you can see, the normal seats are at the top with the dome, and down below is where you have your meals. Everybody's loading up. Alright, here we go. We actually have seats facing us here.
There's no one in there, so we got a lot of room all to ourselves. There's Amy's footsies.
And we're going out. Something they do. You can kind of see the engine up there. This is Lake Sicamous. It's one of the most popular lakes in British Columbia. It's actually geothermal heated, so the water actually is warm here. And it's so big, there's almost 1,000 kilometers of shoreline. We're actually going to be following this lake for around the shore for about an hour, they said.
This is the dining car. It's downstairs from where we sit. They serve 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're waiting for a train to pass by east. We're heading west. At the lake. We couldn't have stopped at a better spot.
That's right.
Sicamous Lake, home of the houseboats.
Has the most houseboats in all of British Columbia.
Since the Rocky Mountaineer is not a sleeper train, they put us up at the Doubletree in Kamloops.
Alright, slow crawl out, but here we are, our lovely Kamloops station staff, giving a nice big happy wave off.
2 fun facts about Kamloops. Number 1, they are the first city in British Columbia to become a bee city, and they are actively protecting bumblebee habitats. And number 2, they are the tournament capital of the world and have over 100 sports tournaments every year. Please enjoy this beautiful scenery on day 2 on the Rocky Mountaineer. One of the things they told us is that the tracks are owned by Canadian National, and since they own the tracks, the freight trains on the tracks have the right of way. So many times we had to pull over to a siding and wait for that train to pass by. The other thing to know is that there are two levels of service. One is the Gold Leaf and the other is the Silver Leaf. The Gold Leaf has the domed car where you sit up top and the dining hall is underneath. The Silver Leaf, you eat and you're served in your seat similar to an airplane seat.
And here we are in Vancouver. We're all done. Time to head to the hotel. And then back on a train again tomorrow.
We stayed overnight at the Sutton Place Hotel, and now we're off to explore Vancouver.
All right, we're at Granville Island. We just took a taxi here. And by the way, taxis are very reasonable and very plentiful. And so we're in the main area right now. And we just got here, and now we're actually going to go now into the public market. That's the big thing here.
This man is making bagels. First he boiled them, then he put them in the wood fire oven. These were mini macarons. This was a licorice and candy shop. This was Salmon Row. Check out the price. This was octopus. Yum. This was fruit. A lot of the fruits stood them up in pyramids. This was a fresh fruit and vegetable market. This was handmade pasta. They were making it right there. This is sausage drying. And this was a flower shop. Just beautiful.
So we're leaving Vancouver in a few hours on the Via train. Here we are, walking down, looking for car number 10. We're in cabin A for the next 5 days.
It was a really long walk down to our cabin. These are the train ladies. We talked to them on the train, and later we saw them in Toronto. This train, the Via Rail Canadian, goes from Vancouver to Toronto. It takes 5 days. You sleep on the train. It did stop at several small stations to pick people up or let people off, and it was relaxing.
Here's our little cabin tour, cabin A, car 10, Via Rail. As we start, there actually is a little coat closet here, 2 hangers, and I think there's a little cubby in there, which of course can't really see much. But then you come in here, we have 2 chairs. There they are, and these chairs fold flat, and then eventually one bed comes down, and the other bed comes out, and we'll each have our own. I'll show you the beds later. And then in here we have our own toilet. There you go. No showers down the hall, but we do have toilet. And then up here we have storage. That's where our backpacks go. And then even better, we do have packets of towels and soaps and whatever. And then down here, as you can see, there's all sorts of toiletries and whatever. And you fold this out and down. There's a sink and whatever. And this is a little bonus here. You can actually drink the water from this tap. Not this one, but it says drinking water. So we're good there. The one thing too is you have to remember is there's only one outlet. So we recommend you bring some power dividers or whatever. We have ceiling light and mirror light. There's the mirror light. And then this one's the important one, the annex light, also known as the bathroom. So if someone's in there and you accidentally hit that switch, it gets very dark. So probably just leave that on all the time. And there we are. I'll a little later I'll show you what the beds look like. And here's what it looks like when the beds are down. We have one down here. We got another one up here. So Amy and I are going to arm wrestle to see who sleeps on the bottom bunk and who sleeps on the top bunk. That's very spacious. Here we are in Jasper. We get an hour stop here to look around and do what we want to do. Get off the train, relax. Very long train. So here's downtown, more of downtown Jasper. And Smitty's has the best burgers in town. Oh, it is raining. Came just in time.
We all watched as the window cleaner cleaned all the dome windows.
The hallways are very narrow. You kind of have to hold on while working. These are the rooms. And then there's berths. I'm not going to record in the berths because there's people sitting there, but getting ready for their day. This is the shower. This is our dining car where we have our meals. We have seatings. Tonight our dinner is at 6:45, I think. This is our kind of little hack. These chairs are movable. So when we're sitting in here, we don't have the beds, we turn them just to face out the window. Makes it a lot more comfortable. And then also, we have an extension cord with multi-plugs, and that makes it a lot easier to charge things. We're on our way, we're sitting in the observation car.
This is the park car. It's available for prestige level until 5 p.m. and then sleeper level can come up.
All right, here we are at the Saskatoon station. We got about 30 minutes to enjoy the outside, take a walk.
Saskatoon is actually known for their berries. They're similar to blueberries, but smaller, shiny, and so much sweeter than the blueberries I've ever had. Delicious.
while we're waiting. We have to wait for this train to pass by. We're sitting on a siding.
Freight trains on the line have the priority over the tourist trains, so we had to pull over quite a few times on a siding and wait for them to pass by.
Alright, here we are in stop Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, Ontario. We're actually in Ontario now. Yeah. There's a plane actually taking off. We got about 50-minute stop here.
We thought they said 50 minutes when they actually said 15 minutes. When we and the other passengers heard them yelling all aboard, we had to run for it, or we would have been left behind in Sioux Lookout. The Via train stops at Union Station in Toronto, that's on the right. Our hotel was directly across the street, the Royal York.
Here we are, we're walking in downtown Toronto, heading toward Chinatown. We'll have more when we get there, but I just wanted to show you the buildings as we go.
Toronto has a really nice subway system and streetcar system, and even though we studied the map up and down, left and right, we still got turned around with the subway. Every time we got off, we went the wrong direction. Totally our fault, but it was amazing.
Here we are in Chinatown, Toronto.
Toronto's oldest neighborhood is Chinatown, at the corner of Dundas and Spadina. There are tea houses, herbal stores, clothing stores, tourist shops, noodle houses, wonton soup, Peking ducks, dumplings, whatever you want, you can find it here.
Here's the St. Lawrence Market from the outside. Here we are at the St. Lawrence Marketplace. Gonna have ourselves some lunch.
This booth over here, the Stacked Deli Kitchen, claims that Anthony Bourdain loved their mortadella sandwich. Mortadella is kind of like bologna, but it has pistachios in it as well. Some of the other shops at the St. Lawrence Market included the flower shop, the bean shop, the seafood shop, and the bread shop. Can't believe I forgot to tell you this, but in the Dragon City Center in Chinatown, there's a booth where a little lady makes egg waffles, cash only, worth it, delicious.
Now here we are in beautiful sunshiny Toronto. Sarcasm included. It's raining pretty good. Actually, it's not raining that bad. It's just a sprinkle. But we're going on a river cruise on the Oriole, which is right here.
Funny story here at the Harbor Cruise. While we were waiting for the tour to start, we ran into the 5 train ladies that we had spent time with on the train. There were 5 ladies from China, and just as cute and fun as could be. Unfortunately, this was our view of the CN Tower on the Harbor Cruise. The last thing we did in Toronto was visit the CN Tower. Unfortunately, it was in the clouds. This is the top observation deck. Can't see much. And here's us, smiling at the top anyway.